are you out here today?
Well, I just walked in there and I filed a grand jury complaint against the northern and the northeastern divisions of the San Diego Police Department. And the reason why this was filed is because of their lack of action in combating human trafficking and prostitution in the area of the Rancho Penasquitos, among the migrant camps in that area. We had to file this complaint because we had witnessed, friends of mine and myself, later, we witnessed the traffickers bring girls there. We called the San Diego Police Department to help us, and those officers did not help us. In fact, they left us there, whereas the girls were hidden in the brush while men were there and the woman was there. They were pointing at the bushes saying, look, they're here, they're here, they're here. The officers didn't call backup. They refused to go in and assist. This was a great disappointment to us because we really would have liked to have seen them do something to help them. Vulnerable women and girls whose stories who we can't even know, but we can only gather from anecdotes that we've heard in the news and what we've learned in recent events over the past couple of years in this county. And it makes me sad to feel that we have to go to this extent to file a complaint. The northeastern and the northern divisions are in a state of denial about that it's going on. They want to deny it and they don't want to admit that it's really happening, whereas by them not admitting and them denying that it's happening, they're allowing it to continue. They're allowing it to continue. And that's what this is about. We're about fighting it and stopping it. We believe by filing this complaint, it's going to make the police pay more attention to these problems. It's going to make them want to protect those who are defenseless, those who are helpless, and do more for them. These girls, they may not have a constituency to vote, they still are entitled, they're still entitled to a defense, entitled to be protected. They're entitled to at least have somebody go and make sure that they're okay. And those police officers who had responded that day on the 2nd of December last year, 2006, they were derelict in their duty by doing what they did. And you will see the tapes, you will see also the grand jury complaint, and you will see, the modus operandi of the police there, is equal to, neglect of exploitation. And this we can't tolerate. It's absolutely intolerable.
How long has it been going on?
As far as I know, in my personal experience, I know of it from basically from eyewitnesses at least 4 to 5 years. From what I've been told by the migrants themselves and others who've been there themselves to observe it. And these girls are brought to different locations in the county, and it's to find them. I mean, it was like a golden opportunity for a group of them at least to be found and have a chance to be rescued from their circumstances. We don't know whether they've been abducted, we don't know whether they've been kidnapped, we don't know whether they've been tricked into what they've been doing. But other reporters and other investigators in different agencies like the FBI, the ICE, San Diego Sheriff's Department, they've found enough victims to know that in most circumstances a girl who's prostituted is probably being trafficked and probably being forced to pay give the money to whoever's holding her. And if these group of girls are found, the police need to say, hey, we gotta, this is an opportunity. And I don't understand why these officers didn't see this as an opportunity to, they have a group, you find a group of them and take care of them. That's what I just don't understand. And for us, that was a big disappointment. That was the biggest disappointment of all. The commander of that division, Captain Boyd Long, told us there was surveillance in place. So all we want to do is watch and find out, if the San Diego Police Department was going to come there and in fact watch. And they never did that. If they would have come there, now why is it that we're able to unravel, a ring like this that supposedly operates super secret? All it took for us to ask a few questions of a few migrants and the answers, and there's the answer. It was pretty easy. I mean, I don't see it's easy, but I'll say, there's honest men down there who will say, sure, this is going on. They don't like it, but they're also afraid of the guys who allow these crimes to be committed. The guys that allow the crimes committed and the guys who are, perpetrating these crimes.
Is this an issue about prostitution, or is it about the camps and the immigrants who are there?
I think this complaint isn't just about it. It's about this isn't the complaint isn't about the prostitution itself or the trafficking. This complaint is about the complacency of the police department. their unwillingness, you know, on record to the rest of the press, their unwillingness to absolutely admit, you know, that there's something going on. And that's absolutely horrific. And you watch their actions, you just say it's obvious that they knew something was going on, but they didn't make the slightest effort to do something about it. And, you know, I understand, you know, they didn't want this. They didn't want the anti-trafficking task force coming there. They didn't want any of this attention. And now the question is, why is this the case?
So now, what are you hoping to get from this? What are the results here?
I think the best change that can possibly happen out of this, the most important change that can come out of this, is if their modus operandi changed, they brought their officers to the fore to combat this problem in a way that's meaningful. That would be the greatest victory. I guess in the short run, though, I guess some officers are just going to have to be embarrassed and humiliated by their own actions and their own lack of actions, their omissions, and what common decency calls for them to do.
Are you hoping to see across the county police start taking care of, taking care of prostitution across the county, or just specifically in this one location?
Okay, now let me say this. I mean, from my standpoint, I mean, it's kind of sad that, you know, somebody like me has to come down here and file this complaint, whereas all these supposed advocates out there that demand this, and they're out there. However, though, why aren't they getting the response from the police department they should be getting to these heinous crimes that are being committed? Now, I'm not just saying, you know, prostitution, okay, some money is being exchanged for sex. What I'm saying, you know, is human beings, you know, girls being brought to Mexico, held captive and forced into prostitution, you know, in different locations of the county. I believe the sheriff's department's on the right page. I believe the FBI is using what resources they have, what meager resources they have to try to fight this. I believe ICE is out there in the field doing their part. I don't believe the San Diego Police Department is, however, judging by all of their actions and what they've said to the press themselves. I mean, they have 2 migrant liaisons out there who, in all likelihood, knew what was going on. I know they knew what was going on, but they say nothing to their superiors. If their superiors are their superiors willfully ignorant, or are they ignorant because their officers in the field are not giving them the intelligence they should be receiving? Were these officers trained to recognize these types of crimes, or are we all still ignorant about these types of crimes? So really, if this complaint defeats that ignorance and takes back, takes back this little bit of conscience, in people's minds, defeats that false consciousness of, where they're seeing something and they don't understand what they're seeing, that would be a major victory also.
Mr. Monti, I'm curious. I've asked the same questions of the police department and I've gotten the same response, which is we don't have any evidence. It wouldn't surprise me because there's been prostitution there in the past. But I'm curious as to what their response was that night that you say that you tried to show them something in the bushes. What did they tell you?
Okay. The question was...
what did the police say when you tried to say to them, there's something here, let me show you in the bushes, and what was their response?
Me personally, I arrived there after the fact, after the police officers left. So what the others were there, they told me what had happened. In the first place, the police officers, said, no, we're not going to meet you down there. You meet us somewhere else. So they meet them at the end of a dead-end corridor